and we're going to learn a little bit about the Mediterranean diet. Okay, so welcome to learning a little bit about the Mediterranean diet. Who follows the Mediterranean diet? Well, the Mediterranean diet came to our attention back in the 1950s when the 7 countries study was done by a famous researcher and his team, Ansel Keys. And they were interested in learning about the connection between dietary fats and lifestyle and cholesterol levels. And one of the things that they learned is that having a particular type of eating style, dietary wise, and living a certain lifestyle activity wise led to countries where there were lower prevalence of heart disease. And so that's where the Mediterranean diet comes from. And so it is not just the Mediterranean countries that follow the style of eating. And so we are going to be talking a little bit about, in the United States, what we can do to follow a more heart healthy lifestyle. Why the Mediterranean diet? Well, we know that our style of eating in the United States, which is called the Western diet, is actually not very healthy. And so when we compare how we typically eat in the United States to what we learned from that 7 country study and much research that has come after that, we do want to focus a little bit on the types of fat we're eating, and we want to follow a plant-based diet. So don't get upset. It's not that we can't have meat, but we want to eat meat a little less frequently. We want to limit animal products, and we want to increase the amount of plant-based diets that we're relying on. So we're going to talk a little bit more about what that Mediterranean diet is. But so my poll question for you is, type some words into the chat box. When you hear the phrase Mediterranean diet, what do you think of, or what visual comes to mind? So think about what that might be. Okay. I'm just looking to see. I may need some help, Kira, with the chat box because I don't see it on my screen. Do we have any responses? Mediterranean diet.
So we do. We have seafood, olive oil, lots of fruits and vegetables.
Excellent, because that is really important. So here are some of the countries that we talk about. The countries involved in the original 7 country studies, Spain and Italy, and off to the right, you see Greece. They also included Finland and the Netherlands and Japan. And there was one other country, I want to say it was Croatia. And those were the countries where the original data was collected. But when we talk about the Mediterranean, it is a number of countries in Africa. You see that Africa is also bordering the Mediterranean Sea and parts of France. And so the lifestyle in these countries is really helping to create a lifestyle and a dietary intake. So to focus on fresh and local produce, in many European countries, they don't shop at stores that are like a Costco or a BJ's. They actually go out daily and they may get their fish that came in that morning. They may buy it from the fishmonger. They may buy it right off the shore. And so the food they take in comes more fresh from the local markets, and they don't stock their refrigerator and their basement freezer. So that kind of eating pattern is a little bit different, and they're not buying in bulk. And when you go to a market in Spain or in France or in Italy, they're very tiny markets. And so you really don't have a lot of space. They don't live in large apartments or large living spaces, and they can't hold as much. So it's partly a lifestyle in addition to the foods that they're eating. There's very little salt and sugar in their diets because the foods they're buying are fresh. And so they also take the time to eat together with social and family environments much more frequently than we do in the United States. And they usually stop the day around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, whether you're in Spain or you're in Italy. That's the time of day where the children come home from school and the
How
family.
come I can't get the,
Okay.
how come I can't get the sound on?
Okay. So we're talking a little bit about having more high fiber foods like fruits and vegetables. And these foods help to stabilize blood sugar, and they're low in fat and they're high in fiber. And those are three things that we focus on when we're trying to prevent heart disease. The Mediterranean diet's also recognized by dietary guidelines for Americans and the World Health Organization as being the recommended diet to follow for good health and particularly for heart health. Eating a Mediterranean style is really very easy. And you can follow this pattern when you go out to dinner. So we don't say that you have to always eat at home, but we do want to limit the amount of fast food and processed foods in the diet. It focuses on a variety of color. So when we start talking about fruits and vegetables, and I know my colleague Carrie has talked to you about all the different colors of the rainbow. So we look for a variety of color when we're selecting our foods for our meals. And buying produce in season. And so living in the United States, we have a supply of food that runs year round. Even though we may not grow bananas in the US, we usually can get them 12 months out of the year. And that is also true with strawberries. If we purchase locally in New Jersey, we'd be in a lot of trouble. Right around October, when the cold weather came in, we would lose a lot of our produce and we'd spend the rest of the months eating a cabbage and butternut squash. And so when we can buy in season, we want to buy local. Okay, so another poll question. Has anyone followed or tried a Mediterranean style diet? I'm sure that you have had opportunities to have Mediterranean style meals like your fish. And that's certainly one food we like to eat more of on a Mediterranean diet. Kira, any responses?
We have a couple of people said yes, and people said at times they've tried it.
At times, okay. All right, so here are some tips to how we can have a little more focus on eating our heart healthy diet, Mediterranean style. 4 or more servings of vegetables a day are recommended. We're looking for whole grains and we're looking for healthy oils, and olive oil is one that comes to mind. They do grow a lot of olives in Italy and Spain. And so when we talk about those Mediterranean countries, their climate is one that favors a lot of citrus fruits and pomegranates and olive oil. And so it's not surprising when we talk about the Mediterranean diet, those are staples. Moderately, we want to limit our animal products. So that's our dairy products, our milk and our cheese and our yogurt, our eggs and our poultry. So moderate would be, I would say 2 times a week on fish, and perhaps 2 times a week on your poultry. Red meat is a once a month type of food. So we want to rarely have red meat, and almost never on our processed foods. And this is where the type of diet we have in the United States gets us into trouble, because we really do rely on a lot of processed foods. Sausages and cured meats and luncheon meats and our deli turkey, our refined grains. We eat a lot of white bread and pizza dough and pasta. Those are refined grains. When it comes to drinks, of course, we want to focus on water as our primary choice. We can enjoy unsweetened beverages, which might be tea or water, but being really cognizant of not having too much sugar. That's important because we do a lot of sugary beverages. Okay, when should I start a Mediterranean diet? Well, there's no time like the present. Just starting to incorporate more of the Mediterranean style foods, the focus on fruits and vegetables, adding fish twice a week perhaps to your diet. Those are easy ways to get started. And as soon as you start, you gain the benefits of a heart-healthy Mediterranean diet. So getting started with fresh foods, we look for vegetables that are all bright colors, as we've mentioned, tomatoes and broccoli and kale and Brussels sprouts and eggplant and bell peppers and mushrooms. I know not a lot of people eat mushrooms, but they are one of the few foods that can bring us vitamin D, especially when we cut down on the milk. We might be short in some vitamin D. Fruits, all kinds of fruits, apples and pears and strawberries and grapes and figs and melons. Pomegranates are actually very popular in Spain and those Mediterranean countries. So they do use a lot of lemons and pomegranates, and all are included. We don't exclude any fruits. We're not excluding any vegetables. We include tubers, which are known commonly as potatoes, sweet potatoes and yams and turnips, another root vegetable. We encourage herbs and spices. There are a number of herbs and spices particular to the country you might visit. When we talk about Italy, we talk about those ones we see in tomato sauce, like oregano and basil and parsley. When we talk about countries in Africa, we may be talking about a turmeric or cinnamon or nutmeg. And so all of those spices are included. We don't include salt. I don't usually call salt a spice, but in case someone is seasoning their food with salt, we are discouraging use of salt. And we know that that's tied to high blood pressure, which is one of the things that we get in the syndrome of cardiovascular disease. Fish and seafood. So we do like the fish. The fatty fish provide a lot of omega-3 fatty acids. Those are healthy fats, like olive oil is a healthy fat. So if you're wondering what an unhealthy fat is, that's our dairy products like cheese. That's the fat on our fatty cuts of meat, like the ribs and the steak and the chops. Those have a lot of saturated fat. And we know that saturated fat raises cholesterol. And that was some of the research that came out of the 7 countries study and has been redefined and validated ever since then. Poultry, for chicken and turkey, we do want to limit those because, again, we're cutting back on animal products. So I would say about twice a week would be reasonable. Dairy can be included. So we didn't say no dairy, we're saying some dairy, and choose when you can the low-fat dairy products, the low-fat yogurt, the low-fat milk, 1% or skim are best choices. 2% is not that much different from whole milk. So it is a little savings, but not as great as if you're at 1% or skim. And choosing healthy fats that come from nuts, avocados, coconut, but easy on the coconut. If you are African and you cook with palm oil and coconut oil are saturated fats. So we do want to pretty much limit them or omit them. It's best to omit them so we don't get too much saturated fat. It is okay to use a little bit of cooking oil. And again, our choice cooking oil will be olive oil. We can use vinegars and cooking with wine to add flavor to food. The herbs and spices we encourage. And here are a few that we mentioned. We talked a little bit about the oregano and the parsley. Mint is one that's used in a lot in Israeli cooking. And mint is really very refreshing. It's very common in tabbouleh. And so if you like Middle Eastern food or Israeli food and hummus, those are some things where we're using cumin and coriander, turmeric. Turmeric is very popular these days because people have discovered it's anti-inflammatory. That means that it helps with blood pressure and it reduces atherosclerosis, which is clogging of your arteries. And fruits and vegetables do that as well. Fruits and vegetables are anti-inflammatory. They reduce inflammation. They relax your blood vessels. they produce some nitrous oxide, which is a relaxant for your vessels, so it can help lower blood pressure. So when we're talking about the Mediterranean diet and we talk about fruits and vegetables, there actually are some scientific things happening in your body that show us how healthy this diet is after we follow it for a period of time. Whole grains are something we want to focus on. Whole grains like quinoa and barley and farro and brown rice, those are some common whole grains. Oats, steel cut oats. Those are healthy things that we include in our breakfast. They may be side dishes. We're trying to get rid of some of the refined products. So that's the white bread, the white rice, the white pasta. There are a lot of pasta alternatives on the market. There's a whole grain pasta, there's chickpea pasta, there's lentil pasta. So the chickpea and the lentil pastas actually give us protein and fiber. So that's a double bang for our buck, as opposed to the typical white pasta that we tend to eat too much of in the United States. Canned fruits and vegetables can be used. Sometimes we don't have a choice. So if you're using canned fruits or vegetables, always drain them. The fruits come in some syrup that prevents them from turning to mush if they sit in liquid too long. And in the canned vegetables, the salt actually allows the vegetable to still retain some texture. Think about if you sat in a bathtub for a month, what your skin would look like when you came out. So by putting salt in the canned vegetables, it prevents the vegetable from just turning to mush. So always drain them. If you find yourself using canned chickpeas or kidney beans or black beans, always put them in a strainer and rinse them first, because we want to get rid of that liquid and we want to get rid of as much sodium as possible. So don't feel guilty if you can't cook your beans from scratch. You can use a canned bean. It is okay, and it is a good source of protein and fiber. I do want to mention, I'm a fan of lentils lately. Lentils do not need to be soaked. So lentils you can cook in 20 minutes, and they can be a substitute for beans. And you can incorporate your lentils into lentil burgers. You can make lentil tacos. So that's a protein replacement if you're trying to cut back on meat. Nuts and seeds. Nuts are incredibly healthy. Again, they are high in fat. And so one of the things about the Mediterranean diet is it has a moderate amount of fat, but because we're choosing healthy fats, there are actually some benefits to heart health.
Karen?
Yes.
We have a couple of questions that have come through in the chat.
Perfect time to let's go through those questions.
So someone wants to know, what is the difference between a legume and a bean?
So a legume is a broader category. We talk about beans and legumes is the beans and the pulses. So the pulses are your lentils and your split peas, and the beans are your black beans. You also have chickpeas. So it's a broader category, but those are plant products that are high in protein. And we do want to include more of those in the diet.
And there was a question about olive oil that has a low burning point and is supposedly not good for cooking. Are grapeseed or avocado oils a better alternative?
So olive oil, it's called a smoke point. Olive oil has a low smoke point, so we don't fry in olive oil. But remember that really on a heart health diet, we don't want any fried foods. So you can use a little bit of olive oil to saute. Frying is when you put like an inch of oil in the pan and you really fry something in it, or you deep fry like a McDonald's French fry. So if you're sauteing, you can use a little bit of olive oil. And again, when you're deep frying, the crispiness of the French fry or the battered fish or the chicken, when that oil can get really, really hot and you have that coating on it, it actually caramelizes the starch and turns it brown. So that is something that needs a high smoke point. And you're correct, olive oil is a low smoke point, but we don't want to fry in olive oil. Just because olive oil is healthy doesn't mean we could have a lot of it. Okay, I just want to Next
Do you
question.
recommend canned tuna if you can't eat fresh?
Yes, I do think that canned white tuna would be acceptable, and it's a good protein source.
Isn't wine part of the Mediterranean diet?
Absolutely, my most favorite part. So for women, we recommend not having more than a 5-ounce serving of wine a day, and generally men can have up to 2 glasses. But if you're not a wine drinker, this is not an excuse to start. But if you are, then just be mindful of your portion.
Would olive oil be good for baking and roasting?
Yes, absolutely. You can even buy one of the misters and put the olive oil in there so that you mist your vegetables before you roast them, and that prevents you from actually pouring it out of the bottle and getting too much.
And I'm sure everyone wants to know the answer to this. Is an air fryer good in place of frying?
Yes, an air fryer is actually frying with air. It's really convection cooking. And the beauty of it is that it has a very high heat, and a convection mode actually causes the products to brown and crisp. So yes, absolutely.
And this is just, we're under 10 minutes, just to let you know.
Okay, good. So we do have time for more questions. Or if you like, we can talk about what a sample meal would look like for Mediterranean diet. Any other questions coming in?
Nothing, nope.
Okay, good. So what does a Mediterranean diet look like? So here's breakfast. Breakfast would be a cup of Greek yogurt. So the difference between regular yogurt and Greek yogurt, Greek is a different style of making yogurt, and it tends to be thicker and higher in protein. So a Greek yogurt is going to give you maybe 14 grams of protein, as opposed to a regular yogurt, which might only give you 8. So Greek yogurt, a half a cup of berries, and 2 tablespoons of diced walnuts or almonds. Walnuts are a favorite because they are high in omega-3s, and omega-3s have a heart health benefit. You can add a touch of cinnamon. Cinnamon is also one of those anti-inflammatory. It also it helps with glucose insulin resistance. So if your glucose tends to run a little bit high, we do know that insulin is a spice that can be helpful. What would your morning snack look like? It would look like an apple and a tablespoon of peanut butter. So if this is Susie's breakfast, how is she doing with Mediterranean goals? This is a poll question. What do you think if she has a cinnamon raisin bagel with cream cheese and a coffee light and sweet? How does that fit our Mediterranean breakfast we just spoke about? And what improvements could you make to this breakfast? If you were a fan of a breakfast like this, how could we change it to make it a little more appropriate? Any feedback? Chat box?
Nothing's come in yet.
Okay, so we could take that cinnamon raisin bagel and we could swap it for a multi-grain product. Maybe we want a multi-grain bagel. Maybe we want to swap the cream cheese for an egg or peanut butter. We could keep the coffee, but we want to lose the light and sweet. Maybe we would use some evaporated skim milk. Is a little bit thicker than typical milk, and it's also fat-free. So that just might be some things to think about for breakfast. A typical lunch might be a salad, and then you'd add your beans for protein. You could add your canned tuna. You could put a few shrimp. You could put chicken. But it's important that we get some protein in there. Nuts would be also an option. Your snack would be hummus. Hummus is one of my favorite snacks, made from the pureed chickpeas. And you could have it with carrot sticks or celery, or perhaps if you wanted to have a few multi-grain pita chips, that would also be acceptable. Dinner might be a chicken quinoa bowl with grilled chicken and some avocado and black beans and cherry tomatoes, and your evening snack could be fruit. So it's really not hard to amend the diet. It just takes a little bit more planning. But this would be a typical heart healthy diet and a great way to start. So it is really important that we not just focus on diet. We do need to include exercise. And so one of the reasons we partner up with NJPAC is so that we can get your dancing in as well. So we have a few minutes for questions if there's anything else.
Are there any studies that discuss the benefits of multigrains?
Oh, there are a lot of studies that talk about benefits of multigrain, and it's related to stabilizing your glucose, increasing weight loss, helping reduce metabolic syndrome, improving gut microbiota. There are many studies that talk about the benefits of whole grains. They also bring additional vitamins and minerals that we don't get in processed and refined grains.
As it relates to weight loss, is fruit a no-no?
Fruit should be included in the diet. Whether you're diabetic or you're trying to lose weight, we should have some fruit every day. We need the fiber, we need the pectin, which is soluble fiber, and we need those vitamins and minerals, whether it's A or C or potassium or magnesium. So don't exclude fruit. I wouldn't maybe exclude the juice, but whole fresh fruit, and perhaps 2 a day might be appropriate to make sure that you're meeting your dietary guidelines.
That's it.
That's it. We're at time. Great. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I hope you learned a little bit about the Mediterranean diet and the science behind it. And I hope you have a great time tonight dancing with Evan.
Thanks, Karen. That information was great.
Nice to see everyone. Have a great time.
So without further ado, we are really pleased to welcome Evan Matthew Stewart tonight. Evan is a principal dancer with the 90 Chin Dance Company. He's originally from Buffalo, New York, and we are really pleased to have him here to lead us in a lyrical jazz dance class. Evan, are you ready?
Yes. There we go. Now I can see myself. Hi, everyone. 1 second. I have 2 devices. So I'm working off one for video and one with music. If you can't guess, this is my personality. I'm sharing my music, so I have everything. Hello. I'm Evan. So as she said, I'm originally from Buffalo, New York. I'm a professional dancer here in New York City, and I dance for the 90 Chin Dance Company right now, which is join. Oh, cancel. There you go. I love technology while teaching. It's my favorite thing. So so today we're doing a lyrical jazz class, and for me and my upbringing in dance, I was originally a competition dancer. So a little bit of stuff is super over the top and a little bit further from your classical trainedness and more about like show stopping. Also, this is my normal personality. I'm over the top when I teach, but also I just like to show off for you guys. So since we only have an hour, we're gonna do a really quick warm up just to get our body like activated and ready to go. And also keep in mind that Mediterranean diet, because I was like, yes, I need to start that tomorrow. No, tonight for dinner. So we're gonna do a quick one, and then we're gonna go straight into the combo, okay? So we're gonna do a quick cardio just to get our blood pumping. Then we're gonna work into isolations just to really warm up each part of our body. And then we're gonna do a little mini stretch just so that we can feel our hammies like, ugh, so we don't pull a muscle. And then we're gonna go straight into dancing and emoting. And I will explain the combo and the significance of the song after. Since we do have a shorter time span, I will try to explain as best as possible. I have my alarm set so that I do not run over time and that I'm on point, and so that we still have time after if anyone has any questions. Okay, if there's any questions, I think ask, and I'll try to answer. But if anything, and this is always my biggest thing, whether I teach in person or virtually, do what you can in your space. I know that we all have various spatial environments. So do what you can. You can make any modifications that you need for your body, or you can go fully with me. And then lastly, I want you to have fun and also just do this for you because you are choosing to express yourself and or take time out of your day to unpack whatever emotions and or just feelings you have and or just have a moment to escape reality and really just like zone out and dance in space and even just twirl around. If you're having fun in a corner by the lamp twirling during this, I will be happy because you are happy. Okay, but follow along. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna start standing up. Now, for our cardio, we have an in-between rest stop. And all it is that we're just stepping side to side. So it's just a side step touch. And that's all you're gonna do in between our exercises as a rest. And while we do this in between, we're gonna add like arm circles to the back or to the front or alternate, but I'll call it out. Our first little cardio, and then I'll just explain the rest while the music is playing, is that we're just going to go stepping to the side and touching the floor all the way down. We're trying to get our chest all the way up and touch the floor and step back behind us each time. And this is for us to start to get warm. Now, if you're like me and live on the 5th floor, you might not be able to jump. So just stepping out is enough. But if you're confident enough, you can put a little push so you have a little jump in each of the reaches to the floor. Okay, so we're going to do that like maybe like 8 or 16 counts of 8, and then we're going to do our step touches just as our cool down or like our little break, and then we're going to do our other cardio just to get our blood pumping. Okay, let's begin. Okay.
24 hours ago, I was just sitting home.
So we're gonna start with just our step touches so that we can be starting to get onto the beat of the music and get ready. So we're gonna jump side to side to the floor all the way down and lifting our upper body all the way up. Here we go. We go up.
24 hours ago, baby, I didn't know that I can't live without you.
Now remember, if you can't jump, just step it out. The important part is getting your chest all the way up and reaching all the way to the floor. 20 more counts. 4 more. 2. Last one. Step touches. This time we're going to be rotating our arms and our shoulders with your step touches. Checking in on our breathing. Good. Now keep going as I explain the next exercise. What we're going to do is that we're going to squat. We're going to jump our feet out. We're going to jump them back in, and we're going to stand up. So we're going to squat, jump out, jump in, and up. Same thing. Keep going. Squat, jump out, jump in, and up. Squat, jump out, jump in, and up. Squat, jump out. Now, if you can't jump, you can go down. Step, 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 up, down. You can take this easy. Modify as you need. Last one. That touches. Step touch. This time our arms are going to the front. Checking in your breathing. Good. I can see you guys on the other screen. Good. Now what we're going to do, we're going to take a roll down from the top of our head. Oh, I'll face sideways so you can see me. We're going to roll down from the top of our head. We're going to walk our hands out to a plank. We're going to hold. We're going to push down to a downward dog. We're going to go back into our plank, and then we're going to walk our hands back in to roll up, to do it all over again. So again, that is roll down from the top of our head, walk our hands out, hold, push back into our downward dog, try and get our heels onto the floor, push back into our plank, walk our hands in, and roll up, okay? So you only have this and cardio. And then we can do our isolations. Here we go. From the top of the head, we're rolling down and reaching out into our plank. We go, roll down. Walk it out. And hold. Push it back. And plank. Walk it in. Roll up. Again. Roll down. Walk it out. And hold. Push it back. Downward dog. And plank. Walk the hands in. 2 more times. Just like this. Roll down. Walk it out. Hold. Push back into your downward dog. Back to plank. Walk it in. 1 more time. You got this. And we roll down. Walk it out. Hold. Activate those abdominals. Push back into your downward dog. And back into your plank. And walk yourself back in. Give me those step touches with alternating arms. Good. Good. So now we're going to take our shoulders. We're going to go back, elbow, arm, and open. So we're isolating just the shoulders. We go shoulder, elbow, arm, and reach. Again. Shoulder, elbow, arm, and reach. Shoulder, elbow, arm, and reach. Reverse. It goes forward towards your camera. From the back to the front. Full arm and contract it forward. Other shoulder. Elbow forward. Arm. And in. Again. Now this whole thing that we did, we're going to do the same thing but double time with music, okay? After we finish this one side. And contract. Same thing going back but double time with the shoulders. So we go shoulder, elbow, arm, reach. Shoulder, elbow, arm, reach. So try to connect one side into the other. Next is reverse arms going forward. Forward, elbow, arm, in. 2 more times. Last time. And open your arms up. And open. We're going to roll down to the top of our head. We're going to roll down. Hands touch the floor. We're going to hold. We're stretching out our hamstrings. We're going to bend the knees. And stretch. Pull. Again, bend the knees. Stretch. Hold. We're going to bend both knees and slowly roll up and the head to the last thing that reaches the top. Good. Same thing in a wide second. Roll down. Pull. Bend both knees. You go bend. And stretch. Hold. Again, bend the knees. Stretch. And bend both knees. Slow roll up, head being the last thing. Head circle. We're going to go to one side. It goes just the head. Nice and slow around. Relaxing our shoulders. Again to one side. And now we're going to go to the other side. Reverse. Roll the head. All the way around. Again for a second time. Good. Shake everything out. Shake it like crazy. Shake like crazy. Okay. Now we're going to use our torso for our isolations. So they're going to go to the front, side, back, side. Front, side, back, side. Front, side, back, side. So we're warming up our torso to the other direction. Forward, the other way. See want to try to see how much range of motion you have. How far forward or to the side back can you go? How much can you touch the sides of the wall with your rib cage? Okay, and then just circle to the one side. This will be your left, my right. Circle. Good, and reverse.
Jumping on a trampoline.
Good, and shake it out. Whoa, I love a shake out. And we pause. Good. I love a good shake out of the muscles, you know, because sometimes when I'm stretching or warming up, I'm like, oh, I'm stressed. And I'm like, I gotta relax. It's not that serious. Okay, so let's just do a quick stretch so that we can open up our hips and we'll jump right into the combination so we can feel something. Okay, so for our stretch, go as far as your body can go. We're just going to do our lunges to the right and to the left. And then we're also going to just do some like deep center plies and stretching our legs, and then also like reaching, just opening up our hips and our thighs. So we're going to do that, but don't like push yourself too far. If you have like an injury or you have just something bothering you, take it easy. As I said in the beginning, modify where needed, okay? We're at our home. You can do what you need. Okay, here we go. My favorite song for a warm up. Not that song. This song.
With me.
Okay. So we're gonna focus on our breathing while we do this as well. We're gonna face either our right or left side, whichever is more convenient. We're gonna go over our front leg. We're just gonna hold. Now we're really trying to extend the lower back and the stomach over the legs and try and get our nose past our toes. And slide that leg in the back out into your lunge, stretching that back knee. Head focus out and up. And we're going to drop that back knee and push forward. Good. From here, just reach up towards the ceiling. If you can, you should feel your front hip flexor being pulled up. Relax your shoulders. If you saw mine, we're like in my ears. From there, we're going to lengthen out and we're going to push back and flex our front foot. Now make sure your hips are square, that one's not too far forward, and just breathe.
There's nothing to it.
And turn that left leg, whoop, this is my left, that leg out and walk forward so that both hands are inside the leg. Deep stretch.
That compares to pure imagination.
Stretching that back knee. We're going to lengthen out the back of the leg.
You'll be free.
And turn that leg in front back to parallel. And we're going to stretch straight back up. Walking towards our cameras, we're going to turn out and be in a second turn out. We're going to shake and rock our hips side to side as we descend into a second. One shoulder in and the other shoulder. Hands on the floor, rotate parallel stretch. And plie, roll up.
Simply look around and view.
And over to the other side.
Anything you want to do.
Don't forget to breathe. You're thinking about lengthening over that leg.
There's nothing to it.
And reach that back leg out. Keep that knee straight, looking up and out in front of you.
I find no
Breathing.
like a burst of pure imagination.
Drop the knee and just push forward.
Living there, you'll be free if you choose.
Reaching up towards the ceiling. You want to feel as though you're trying to pull yourself up, lifting up in that front hip flexor. Relax your shoulders. And push back, strengthening that front leg, flexing that front foot, reaching your hands to the side, squaring off your hips, and continually thinking about lengthening and trying to get your nose past and or towards your heel on that diagonal in front of you. And breathe. Turn that front leg out so my toes are going, well, my entire hip is rotating out on the diagonal. And I'm gonna walk myself forward so that both my hands are on the inside of my leg and my feet and my knee are going up on the diagonal. Good. From there, I'm gonna stretch my back knee. So I'm gonna tuck my toes and stretch.
Ain't no room for drama, no, honey, not tonight. They say talking mess, all up in my biz. I got peace and love.
And rotate that front leg back to parallel.
Falling in love is what we should be doing. Shopping and leaving and markets and moving. Standing on couches and lounges we vibing.
And stretch up.
Falling in love is what we should be doing. Shopping and leaving and markets and moving. Standing on couches and lounges we vibing.
And walk yourself back towards your cameras. And or whatever screen you're facing, rock the hips side to side, and then gradually descend into your center plie. And opposite shoulder in. Good. And other shoulder. Hands back on the floor, rotate parallel, stretch the legs for a quick second. Bend both knees and slowly roll up, letting the head be the very last thing that reaches the top. We're stacking our spine. Close your eyes, take one inhale with me, and exhale. That together, one more. Inhale. And exhale. And shake it out like usual. Ah! Okay. I love that song. It's so relaxing. Yeah, such a vibe, such a jam. Okay, you guys might be like, this teacher's crazy. I am. So, oh gosh, honestly, being on Zoom primarily, I had to get the attention of my students. So I had to be even more of a character than I normally am. Because honestly, being teacher in person alone, it's like 3/4 teacher, 1/4 clown. Not even entertainer, just a clown. I'm like, kids, look at me. Okay, so grab a drink of water, run to the bathroom. When I say run, I mean run, because we don't have time because we're gonna get to dancing. So grab a drink of water, stretch out whatever else you need as I explain the combination that we're going to be doing today. So the song is How to Lose a Friend by did I almost pronounce her name wrong? Wafia. Yes, she's an Australian. Oh, love your energy. Oh, thank you. Like, oh, lift me up. She is an Australian artist. If you want to look her up, it's spelled Wafia. And you know, when I was planning this class, I was like, oh, this is Wellness Wednesday. So we have to be positive. We have to be energetic. We have to be high hopes and like just having like good vibes. But then I initially had this combination like planned because I've taught to my kids before, but it's a feel good, but it is a sad song. It is. So And then it got me thinking, because I don't know if I explained this, but I do have my BFA from the University of Buffalo in dance, but I also have my minor in counseling. And so in the process of thinking for wellness, not only is it good to focus on the positive and all the happiness and good vibes side, but we also have to focus on like the negative and or the harder to face emotions that we have. And what better way to do it than to express it through dance? I mean, I know not. Do you have a better way? Maybe cooking, maybe not food, because I would eat a whole thing of ice cream, which I have. So what better way to express it than through dance? So this one song was also like a therapy for me, because I did lose a lot of friends, in a sense, not in like passing away, yet that is an option you can have, but in the sense of them moving out of the city, us losing connection, some me and my friends having like a falling out, and or us just like slowly drifting apart for some unknown reason. And I know that everyone can relate to that, because even when I have privates and or solos with my kids, we talk a lot, and I'm like, this is where you can express all of it on the dance floor. So even though this is a darker and or a more serious tone for our Wellness Wednesday dance class, it is still something that we can express in a beautiful way that will make us feel full and or released and or unburdened, at least for me. It does. So I hope that can happen for you. My only goal for you is not to have this combination perfect, is not for you to have every single step. Like I said, you can literally be twirling next to a lamppost, as long as you're having fun and like expressing yourself and getting something out. You've done my goal. And my goal is for you just to express yourself and to feel something. Is my biggest thing when I teach, is that I just want you to feel something. Because a lot of the times I don't feel when I'm dancing sometimes, but then there's other times where I'm like, I am feeling everything in the universe and it's phenomenal. You know, and you go to like another plane. So just feel something, okay? Okay, so there's multiple variations. I will say them as I go, because there is a little bit of floor work and there is some like turning. So like if you get a little disoriented, or like, because I know like reversing on a camera gets very complicated, I'll try to explain it as best to my ability. But just make it work for you, okay? Like I said, this does not have to be perfect. Make it work for you. Have your own interpretation. I will not find you and go, you did my combination wrong. I won't do that. I don't have the time. I really don't. Okay, so where are we starting? Goodness, my brain. Oh, I know. We're gonna face the front. So I'm not going to reverse it, but what I can do is that I will flip to the back so that it is like we're in class and you're following along with me, but I will also face the front. Thank God for headphones. So facing towards your camera, so like we're in a normal class, what we're going to do is that on the count 1, you're going to act as if someone is pushing your knees away, like you're like getting like your feet swept out from underneath you, so your knees are collapsing. So what you're going to do is that as you do that, your knees are going to break, and as you do that, you're going to take your right hand, you're going to pick up your right leg, and it's on the piano. What's a piano? I didn't tell you, I make up my own vocabulary while I teach as well, so just go with it. Yeah, great. Don't come after me.
Can you do it again? I had to do something.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it like 80 times. Don't worry. So you're going to buckle your knees and or collapse. You're going to fall. You're going to grab your right leg with your right hand. You're going to pull it up into your chest, and then you're going to grab with your front left hand. So I fall, I grab my right leg, I pull in towards myself, and I grab, almost like I'm trying to, like I have like cut on my knee. I'm like, oh, that hurts. Then I'm going to push my leg down and release. I'm gonna push, and that makes my arm fly up. Okay, so it's a reaction. So I go drop, grab, pull up, push. Good, so my right arm's up in the air. From there, I'm gonna have that arm pull in and push towards the side, almost like it's scooping out my stomach. So I'm pushing the space away. I'm going to push away, which is going to in turn make me step behind myself with my left foot, and then I'm gonna step out with my right foot, and then I'm going to swipe and look towards the diagonal. So I'm pushing everything away. I'm looking out onto the horizon, okay? Imagine that person's out there and you're like, wait. So again, I go collapse, grab, hand, push. Then I go push to the side, and as I do that, I bend my right knee and I'm rondeggiang that right leg around. I step back, I step right, and then I open with that right hand to face the diagonal. Okay, good. One more time, and then I'm gonna add on. So it goes 6, 7, 8. Bum, grab, pull, push, sweep, step, step, pull. Or you can do step, step, open. Okay, so again, I go drop, grab, grab, push, pull, step, step, open. And I'll face back so that I was mirroring you, and I'll do it the same as you. So I go break, grab, pull up, push, pull, step, step, open. Okay, from the open, oh, dee 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 dee. This is probably one of the fastest parts, only complex. Also, if you're like, this isn't beginners or intermediate or advanced, I did make this so that it's achievable by all age ranges and also all levels of dance. So, and like I said in the beginning, modify what is needed, okay? From the push, my shoulders, like we did in our warm-up, are going to roll forward. I'm gonna go elbows forward. And as I do that, I'm also going to add a little contraction forward. So I just open my entire chest towards the diagonal, and I'm gonna close it off by going shoulder, full, elbows, shoulders, close. As I close, I'm gonna pivot to face my other front diagonal with my right leg going back. I'm gonna pivot, and then I'm gonna go ball change. So that was right, left. And I'm gonna step forward with my right foot. I'm going to cover my face. So I'm gonna step forward with my right foot, and at the same time, I'm going to have my arms, I'll come closer, one in front of my mouth, one at the back of my head. So they're going to go from my shoulders straight to my face, so blades. Okay, so again, I go push, I go shoulder roll forward, pivot, step, ball change, step. Okay, let's connect that. So I go drop, grab, pull up, push, away, 2 steps open. I go elbow, shoulders down. I turn, ball change, step, cross my face. That was not the right turn, so it's okay. From the cross, my back hand is going to come over. I'm going to step out with my left leg. I go step, and as I step out, my body's going to hit the right wall. It's going to go hit, and then it's going to go up and over and out. So watch just my arms. I go from my shoulders. I go cross, hand, hit, up and out. Again, I go here, hand forward, hit, up and out. And y'all know that it's faster than I'm doing. So we go cross, hand, hit, and out. So we're activating our rib cage to go hit so that we're stopping it. And then we're going to then transfer all of that energy to go up and out over the leg. So with the legs, I go push, shoulder, elbows, turn, ball change. I go step hands. I go hand forward, step out, hit, and I go up and over. Good. From there, after my out and over, I'm gonna have my hands pull back on themselves. So they're gonna peel in by the fingertips in towards me. They're gonna go out, and as I do that, I'm gonna step my right foot in towards myself. My arms are gonna come up, and it's almost like I'm pulling through something, some kind of layer, or like me trying to part huge palm trees that are in my way, so I can like step out onto something. So I'm here, my fingertips come in, I step together, I open, and as I open, I'm arching through so that I can come to my hands. So hands to face, okay? So I'm up and over, I go in, out, down. So I did a full body roll. I went out and in. From there, I'm gonna step back. Wait, I'm reversing. Ooh, other foot up. Okay. After we go out, you're gonna step back on your right foot. You step back on your right foot, and as you step back, my body's gonna twist to the left, and I'm gonna step forward again with that right foot. So it's like a touch re-step. It's like a rebound. So I go push forward. With my body, as I come in, I go to the side, and I'm just gonna reach my right hand out. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna reach my left hand out. Deep. For those of you that don't know, I'm also reversing it in the process so I can mirror you. So my right and left are backwards in my brain. Aren't I a good singer? Broadway. No, I need a lot of lessons. So my fingertips come in, I step together, I open, I come in towards my mouth, I step back on my right foot and twist, and I step forward again on my right foot and reach with my left hand out. And this reach is a reach for your life. For your life. This is going to be a really bad analogy. Do I have time? I have time for it. It's like, I always use this. I have a Pomeranian husky holding over a cliff. And if you don't reach for him, he will fall. You have to reach for that Pomeranian. You have to. I love Pomeranian huskies. I want one so bad. But also I will take any kind of dog. So you go twist and you reach for your life. So you're reaching up and out. How's that on camera? Then this is your acting. This is where your lyrical comes in, your emotion, your feelings. You allow that. You have time to interpret how you wish that you will then pull it back in, almost like you're going to say something, and then you pull it back because either the person's walking away or you're like, no, I'm not going to do that. And then you're going to slowly walk around your right shoulder to the back, to your corner, to then open up to the front corner, okay? So you're opening up and elevate and then dropping down, okay? So one more time, come up and over. I pull it in, I step together, I open, I come in towards my mouth, I step back on my right foot, twist, and I reach for that Pomeranian husky. And then I regret reaching because I was never going to drop the puppy. I walk around my back and I go open, drop. Okay, let's do that from the top. Okay, so quick, we go. Drop, grab the leg, pull it up, push away the space, 2 steps open. We go shoulder, elbows forward, pivot ball change. Step, hands, hand, hit, and out. Hands come in, step together, arch, in, step back, reach forward, retract over your shoulder to then explode out. Okay? Okay, let's actually do that like to tempo because it's a lot faster. Let me get it in my head. Nobody tells you how it's supposed to end. How do you go from talking every day to will we ever speak again? With someone we knew so well. Oh, I can't believe I'm singing. To so many! I don't sing. So we go, boom. Nobody tells you how it's supposed. Step, step, open. Shoulders, pivot, ball change. Cross, hand, and hit, and out. In, open. Step back and a reach. Pull it in. Step around. And open, down. I will forewarn you that from the shoulder pivot, it is fast. Shoulder, pivot, ball change. Hands, hands, switch, out. Let's just try that. I'd rather you get that than be like, ah! So we just open, I go shoulder, pivot, step, ball, change. Hands, hands, switch, and out. So hands, hands, switch, and out. Hands, hands, switch, and out. Ready? One more time. Open. We go shoulders, pivot, step, ball, change. Hands, hands, switch, and out. In, out, in. Step back, reach forward, and then you know the rest. Walk around yourself, open up. Let's hear that. Oh. Okay. This is your song. It's so pretty, but so sad. Okay.
Talking about our dreams, and I thought that was the way it was always gonna be. To the wedding.
There we go.
Tells you how it's supposed to.
So just watch this time. I will do the timing and then we can try it together, okay? It is faster, but get what you can because we do have limited time. So I must continue going because I want you to dance from your heart. You made me smile. Oh, thank you. Then my job is complete. Bye. Oh gosh, that hurt my knees so much. I don't recommend you doing that. A quick getaway on the knees. Not smart. Okay, here we go.
Tell you I don't like your boyfriend. You haven't been you since you met him. Probably know that you don't.
Here we go.
Have my
Just watch.
blessing.
I'll do the
I
timing.
guess I won't be invited
You
to
go.
the wedding. Nobody tells you how it's supposed to end. How do you go from talking every day to will we ever speak again? With someone you know so well, still exists, but it's somebody else and no.
I forgot I can do it from my headphones. Okay, like I said, this part, pivot, ball, change, step, hand, and switch out is probably the fastest you'll experience. In, out, in, step, step. Drama, accents, living. Let's just try it, you know? If we hit the timing, we hit it. If we don't, it's okay, keep going. Dance. If you want to do your own timing, do your own timing. Whatever you need for today. The fact that you're here dancing is enough and makes me happy, okay? It gives me something to do on a Wednesday night instead of staring off into the abyss. I don't really do that. I just go to bed. Okay, here we go. Where's my music? Here it is.
Have my blessings, the way it was always gonna be. Can't even tell you I don't like your boyfriend. You haven't been you
Here
since
we
you
go.
met him.
5,
Probably know that you don't
6,
have my blessing.
5,
Guess I won't be
6.
invited to the wedding.
Ready, grab, pull, drop, push, step, step, open. Shoulders, turn, ball, chain, step up, in, and pull. 2 steps up, drop. Again.
Somebody else and nobody tells you how it's. Haven't been
we go.
blessing.
5,
Guess I won't be
6.
invited to the wedding. Nobody tells you how it's supposed to end. How do you go from talking every day to will we ever speak again? With someone you know so well, so well.
Good.
I exist, but it's somebody else.
Okay, I finally had time to switch my screen. Good. One more time, or are we good? I see some thumbs. I see thumbs, but I see thumbs. So we're gonna do one more. No, not one more. We're gonna go on. Okay, we're gonna do my favorite part. We're getting there. I know you are. You got this. Okay. So from the up and the down, don't worry, there's not much left. Up, down. All you're gonna do is windmill your arms. So my left arm is gonna go out, and then I'm going to pull everything into a right passe on a diagonal, okay? So I'm just untwisting my body to retwist it. So I come around the corner, I open up, and I drop. I untwist to retwist, but this time in a plie passe. And I'm going to piqué arabesque for my life. I'm gonna reach that leg out. My arms will be in an L. So my left leg is going out. I'm presenting that heel. Look at that point. I've broken my feet for these points. Look at those. I'm going to reach out. You know, PK is to perch. So we're reaching that foot out, and we're going to reach up in our arabesque. Okay? Then you just take 2 steps out of it. So 1, 2. Again, we come around the corner. We go open, drop, untwist, retwist, hold. 2 steps. Good. I see everyone doing it. One more time. We go. We reached and we stepped back. We go open, drop, untwist, windmill to retwist, passe, piqué arabesque, 2 steps. And now that 2 steps, you can see me. I go piqué and I go 2 steps, and I just have that arm pulling down. Good. From there, I step in, I pull it back. So that hand that was reaching high, my left arm, and it's coming forward, I pull it back to my hip. Don't worry, you're almost done. We step out with that right foot. We're just gonna do it up and over it. And when we do that, we're just gonna reach our hand out and then back down. So drama, you're reaching up and over. So you should feel like this wave happening. Does everyone know those like blow up characters at like gas stations are like, ooh, ooh, there goes my alarm. See, I have my timing all together. That goes like, ooh, that blows up and down like crazy. So you want to feel like that in this moment, but the difference is that you're stepping that foot out, you're going to be in a wide second releve, and this left hand is going to reach out, and it's also going to pull you back down. Good. From there, I'm going to then take my hands. I'll come close to show you. I just went in, I went out, pull back in. Then I'm going to have my arms stay connected. They're going to go around. If you can't hold onto your arms, because I have outrageously long arms. My wingspan's taller than me by like 2 feet. It's crazy. So, see, long arms. So if you can't hold it, just create this shape. It can be rounded, it can be flat, whatever you want, but I'm holding onto my arm because I reached and I pulled it back in. It's gonna go around my head all the way until I'm facing the back. It's going to open, and I'm gonna dive my head through to go around my back to face the back. So just my arms one more time. I went, ooh, oh, PK, down. I went, pull, step, up, in. My arms go around to face the back. They open. I'm gonna dive my head through, almost like I'm swimming through, to then turn to face the back to reach with my right hand. Now with the legs. Then we're at the end. Today's combo. So I went PK, I went 2 steps, I pulled everything in, I stepped out, I reached up and down. Then I'm going to step this left leg, the one I'm shaking. So I'm doing like footloose, footloose. I don't know how young the kids are in here, but I hope you guys know that movie. Do your research. You're going to take that left leg, you're going to pull it around, and you're gonna ball change as my arms go around. Then my arms are going to open as I transfer my weight onto that right leg and snake through. So then go step and or half a chaîné to then reach out to the left. Hopefully you do not have a wall that is preventing you from really reaching. For that Pomeranian, don't make me get the dog. Reaching. And then from there, you're just going to trace your arm with your other hand, grab your hand, but then yank it away. Okay, traumatic storytelling. Shonda Rhimes, is that you? Okay. Drama. Again, we just went PK, 2 steps. We pull it in, we reach. Oh, sorry, we pull it in, we go step, reach, drop. We go ball, change, open, dive, step behind ourselves, reach. Over the arm, grab the hand, and pull. And that pull is for you to have, like you're like being torn away. That like it was your every intention to hold on for dear life, but it's just yanked. Okay, and that's where we're gonna stop for today. So we have time to dance. Okay. I know this combo is kind of long. There's a part 2, but this is enough for us. So where do we add on? From around the corner. So we just did Pomeranian Husky reach. We stepped around ourselves towards the diagonal. We opened on the corner. We dropped. We unspiraled windmill arms to re-spiral into a plie passe with the right leg up. I then PK my leg out. I go 2 steps. Then I pull myself back in. I step out, I reach, I pull it in, I go ball change as my arms come around, ball, change, open the arms, turn my head or dive my head through to step back and reach. I go over my shoulder, grab my hand, and yank it away. There's a huge music note, okay? Okay, do I know music with that? I think I do. Nobody tells you how it's supposed to end. How do you go from talking every day to will we ever speak again with someone you knew so well? Down, so well in, still, so well, still the same, but if somebody else, I think I'm late on this. Nobody tells you how it's supposed to end. Okay, I think I'm right though. So the counts, not counts, the words are so well in, so well, out 2 steps, still the same, but is somebody, too many sets, somebody else. No one's supposed to tell you how it's supposed to end, how to lose, and then that's where you'll have your moment. Instead of listening to my horrible singing and rendition of her song, we'll just listen to it. How about that? I'm all off key, all bad. Okay, here we go. I shall do it, and then we'll just dance.
Not my blessing. I guess I won't be. Can't even tell you I don't.
So if you want to watch, you can watch because the timing for the second part that we just added on from the corner, and then we can try it all together, okay? You can do this.
I guess I won't be
Watching.
invited to the wedding. Nobody tells you how it's supposed to end. How do you go from talking every day to will we ever speak again? With some
control it from here. So yeah, so it's a little brisk. I'm sorry. I love musicality and syncopation. But honestly, I know when I'm learning this space a little hard, and it's even trickier to stay underneath yourself when there is a lot of like stepping or ball changing because you want like the space to really move, but it is still possible. Because if you're able to do it in a small space, just imagine the range you're gonna have when you actually have full space. So, like I said, timing does not have to be perfect. Go for what you're feeling. That's what I want out of this. I'm like over timing. I just want you to dance it, okay? Let's do this, because we only have 4 minutes left. Ah, we gotta go. So sorry if your volumes are all the way up. I should have told you that I fluctuated my tone and my vocal level a lot. Okay, here we go.
Haven't been you since you met him. You were lying in your bed, talking
my knees are
about a
old.
dream, and I thought that was the
Too
way
far.
it was always gonna be.
Here we go.
Can't even tell you I don't like your boyfriend.
So releasing in the body, opening, expanding, and closing it. Sharp actions. Here we go. 5, 6. Just feel.
Nobody tells you how it's supposed to end. How do you go from talking every day to will we ever speak again? With someone you know so well, so well. Still exists, but it's somebody else, and nobody tells you how it's supposed to end. How
Oh my God, I see you guys. I see you guys dancing afterwards, and that's what I want. Dance before, dance after, emote. Lyrical for me and I'll say this really fast. I know I always talk too much, but lyrical in a sense when it came to competition was like drama. Like it was the most dramatic of all forms competing. Like everyone was like, oh, my mother is falling off a cliff. what is it with being cliffs? I don't know. What is the song again? It's How to Lose a Friend by Wafia, W-A-F-I-A. Just drama, feel the drama, okay? Can never go wrong because you can always pull back. You can never get enough. Here we go.
Since you met him,
I love the drama too. Here we go. 5,
so
6.
be invited to the wedding. Nobody tells you how it's supposed to end. How do you go from talking every day to will we ever speak again? With someone you know so well, so well. Still exists, but it's somebody else, and nobody tells you how it's supposed to end.
No one saw that earbud fall out. No one saw that. No. Impossible. Me? Make a mistake? No. I'm a pro. Let's do it one more time all together. I know. I always say one more time and I never mean it. I don't. But this time, we're really going to do it one last time. Okay? So give it everything you have. Hopefully, in the next, we'll have more time to really dive in and really get to the nitty-gritties that I like to do when teaching combos to my kids. And me talk last. Okay, here we go. I can't help it. I just like to be informative. And also entertain and keep your attention. See? You've been drawn to the camera all whole time. Here we go.
Haven't been you
Improv
since you
before.
met him. Probably know that you don't have my blessing. I guess I won't be invited to the wedding. Nobody tells you how it's supposed to end. How do you go from talking every day to will we ever speak again? With someone you know so well, so well. Still exists, but
let me tell you, if you're ever bored and you want like entertainment, literally hit me up because I would do a full lip sync for you to all my dramatic music. I will. I love doing it. Okay, I know I'm like really over time and I was sorry, I like was like pushing you guys, but I just want us to have time to like dance. You can find me on Instagram at Evan Matthew, one word, because my first name's Evan Matthew, it's one word, capital M, Evan Matthew 26 on Instagram. That's really all I am, that's where I am. I'm not really on Facebook or anywhere. I don't have a TikTok, so you will not find me there. Nah, I'm an old millennial. So you can find me there if you have any questions or want to chit chat. But other than that, yes, that's correct. Whoever wrote that, it's correct. But other than that, yeah, thank you. I guess my last note is when you have time to dance, just feel something every single time because you never know when it might be your last chance to dance, you know? I wish I went a little bit harder in February before March hit. So take every opportunity, do it. Thank you. If there's questions and if we have time, I can do it, but it depends on the moderator.
Guys, why don't you come off mute and tell Evan how much you enjoyed his class?
Thanks, Evan. It was
Thank you. Excellent. Excellent.
Adorable. It was amazing. You were so entertaining.
I hope I gave you stuff.
Wonderful
I heard
teacher.
entertaining. Thank you.
Yes,
That's my job.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. I hope you had a fun
Wonderful.
Wednesday night.
Yeah, take care. Take care.
Thank you so much. It was so engaging. We must have you back again. We appreciate.
Do you teach a grown-up sometimes?
Yeah, I can. I don't teach like normally, like my own class. I usually just like teach when someone asks or like.
Oh, okay.
if
We'll
from
follow you.
home.
Because you were fun.
Oh, thanks. I try to be because you know some classes are just boring, and I'm like, why am I here? Why? So I was like, I'll put on a clown nose, like that's easy. It's on my headband.
It works.
And you're a beautiful dancer.
Ah, thank you.
Yes.
In this very small space, I was like, oh, try not to touch the hot radiator.
Oh.
Literally, I touched it the other day and I thought my skin was melting to it. I was like, ah.
Well, on
Thank you,
behalf of
guys.
ADP and M&T and the NJPAC Community Engagement Team, we celebrate you, we honor you and Naini Chen. And when will we or can we see you perform with Naini Chen Dance Company?
So if you follow me, you will have all those updates. So we are like recording and are filming some works that are new, but also a little bit older. Like I know that we just recorded in January the Chinese New Year that we usually do at NJPAC. So we have that. So stay tuned on my page for when we are doing virtual showings of it, because we do have it condensed into a video format, so you can see it that way.
And it's the Year of the Ox, isn't it?
Yes, Year of the Ox. Let's go. So yeah, so we I know that there's probably going to be different things virtually of showcases. Hopefully in the spring we can do like outdoor stuff if anyone's like around or in the area, because we do perform in New York and in New Jersey and the surrounding tri-state area, and also we travel, but not now. So yeah, so just stay updated not only through the company's page but also all the dancers pages, because we always post, and also on the Naini Chen website too.
We thank you, and you can absolutely see this class again on our YouTube page. This class and all the other 40 classes that we've already had, they're all available on our YouTube page. Everyone, thank you for coming. Can we say thank you to Kyra Ruth, who was the most amazing hostess of the mostest every Wednesday night. We so appreciate you. And I always have to ask Madeline and Rubina, did you have a good time tonight? If you did, then
We loved it. It was perfect.
It was great. Couldn't stop laughing and dancing.
I
did my
just placed
job.
in the chat the YouTube link for anyone who wants to take some other classes that we've already had. All of the classes will be there. We welcome you to go on there. And of course, as you were registering, you saw the giving tab. So if you are so led, please consider giving to NJPAC. We want to make sure we continue these classes. And of course, you know that our building is closed, but all of our programming is in your living room. Thank you for coming tonight. Please check out our Standing in Solidarity. We have the most amazing social justice programming, and you don't want to miss it. Please stop by our website and come again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Evan, what's your Instagram again?
Evan Matthew 26, EVAN MATTHEW 26.
How can I put a
Can
picture?
you place it in the chat?
Oh, there it is. Correct. Oh, I can do it.
And Nigeria Bailey, our associate producer, she's on as well as Donna Walker-Kuhn. Let's see your faces, ladies. Let's say thank you to our team. There you go. Hello. There's our associate producer, Kyra Ruth, Nigeria Bailey, and Donna Walker-Kuhn. We are the team that makes this happen for you every Wednesday. So thank you for coming tonight, and come again. Here's Donna. I see Donna. Donna, you want to tell us about our social justice programming that's coming up? Oh, I can't hear you. On the 15th of February?
Okay, February 15th at 7 p.m. we will have a wonderful panel on educational justice, really looking at how our African-American, our Black and Brown children experience education, and of course the systemic racism that accompanies that. We're going to look particularly at our boys because they often receive the brunt of the very disrespectful way of teaching them and how they learn. So we have a fantastic panel. We have a great film to watch in advance of that. And so if you go to our website, you'll get all the information so you can RSVP, have the link to watch the film, and then tune in on the 15th of February. Look forward to seeing you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Come again next Wednesday. We have an amazing class coming up. You don't want to miss it. Our young lady, I believe next week her name is Fritzlin. She's going to do Fritz Nation.
Right.
With Stomp. If you've ever seen Stomp off Broadway, she will, yes. Evan, do you know her? Do you know Fritzy?
I don't know her, but I know Stomp.
Okay, great. Yes, she's and we are celebrating Black History Month, and we are bringing you the best of the best, okay? So please join us. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Kyra. You're amazing. The incredible Kyra.
Yay, Kyra.
Bye, Aisha.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Isha.
Bye, Sydney. Bye, Doris. Bye, Amira.